Hey everybody, it's Cheryl Lawson. Welcome to This Week in Social Media Tulsa, or Social Media Tulsa This Week. So it's Friday. Hey, happy Friday to you. And if you are headed out to one of the many events going on this weekend, have fun, be safe. It's raining in Tulsa, so be safe out there. You know how drivers are. But I wanted to come and talk a little bit about just a few things that happened and are happening with not. Okay. So that's what happens when you don't put the sign on the door that says, please be quiet, I'm recording. So anyway, let's try this again. Anyway, hey everybody, it's Cheryl Lawson. Welcome to what is it? Social Media Tulsa This Week, episode 7, starring Precious and Rocky, my dogs who just barked in the first section. So don't worry, YouTubers will never see the light of day to that part of the broadcast. So that's one thing we'll teach you today, is that you can actually, when you get to YouTube and you're not live, you can just start it at wherever you want to start. But, hey, life happens, and I think everybody's aware of that. So I just did a Periscope about this same topic. I tried to do them at the same time, but somehow Google did not care to be in the same screen as Periscope. So I tried to put my phone on the computer screen, and the phone worked, but the computer was frozen. The camera was frozen. And it looks like right now as I talk that my speech is a little lagging, and so there might still be some problems with this broadcast, but hey, let's just keep going, and if I have to do it again later, we'll do that again. So so you can see Cheryl's wearing makeup today, yay, and it's about faded off. I had an appointment actually yesterday with the folks at the Mac counter at Dillard's at South Roads. Is it South Roads? Promenade. Ooh, I just aged myself. Promenade Mall. And yay. So I had a really nice facial, and I did get this lipstick because I thought it was awesome, and the foundation. So if you are looking for new makeup and you want to maybe look pretty for the camera yourself, go see David and look at my pictures from earlier on Instagram, and you can see the really good job he did. These lights are a little harsh, and I've kind of smudged a little bit since about 11:30 or so when I got this makeup put on. But anyway, so what's happening with Social Media Tulsa? Well, first, last night we had our first meetup in a long time, and it was so great. We didn't have a lot of people show up. It was, had a lot of people kind of cancel last minute, but the people who showed up, it was really fun, and it was great to see everybody. We had, 1, 2, 3, 4 first-time meetup people at the meetup last night, so that was great, and it was great learning about what they do and how, our group can help them and maybe how they can help us going forward. And it was great to see some people who hadn't been to a meetup in a long time and kind of catch up with what they've been up to and enjoy some wine. It's a great place in downtown Tulsa, and we'll do it again. They have a Thanksgiving wine pairing thing happening on November 5th, but that may be a little too close to have another meetup right away. So I'll have to look at the calendar and see if that works for everybody. But we will have another Thursday night wine and wine meetup. It was great because we did a little whining. I mean, everybody who works in any kind of profession, needs to have an opportunity to vent from time to time. And so those of us who are, solo entrepreneurs or who, work with other entrepreneurs, it's hard to really get your venting out, or, so this is a great opportunity to kind of vent and then, have a glass of wine, and all of that goes away really quickly. So I was telling people last night that once the wine started pouring, the whining ended. And we just had a great time. So you can head over to our meetup group at Social Media Tulsa, or you can look at our Facebook page at Social Media Tulsa on Facebook and see some of the pictures from last night. It was really fun. And we really got to know some great people. And I think the vineyard, the winery, is going to book a few more events in their space because we were there. And I know we'll be there again soon too. So that's that news. And thanks for everybody who came out. And we will do it again for those of you who could not make it. I know it's difficult to come to every meetup. So don't worry about not being there. We'll do it again. And we'll try to make it a regular monthly meetup and get back on that schedule again. Alrighty. So next thing is, the conference. There's something new happening with SM Tulsa Conference next spring. And I know it seems like a long ways away, but it's going to creep up on you and me and everybody involved in the conference. So make sure that you do a little bit if you're planning to come, even if you're trying to save up to get your registration in. But we're also going to add a piece to the conference this year. It's actually going to be on that Wednesday afternoon, and it is specifically for those of us who want to add professional speaking to our dossier of activities and income streams. So Becky McCrae and at least one of our other speakers, and I'll leave that as a surprise, but I just got Becky's description. We talked about this earlier on in the week, and we've been talking about what's going to happen and who is it for and all that good stuff. And so I'm really excited. I was really excited when I got her email today, and she titled it "Get Your Speak On," because that's the email that I sent out to everybody, and it says, "Are you ready to get your speak on?" And I love that she used that. But anyway, so it's about getting ready to become a professional speaker, and the pieces involved in that, from your website to, the headshot to, what's a good landing page and description and bio and all of that good stuff for those of us who are really trying to add that to what we do professionally. The other part of the pre-conference session is going to be kind of finding your purpose. What is it that you are going to speak about? What are your specialties? What is it that what is it that you can add to a conference or an event locally that can add to their value of their event, right? Because it's one of the things that I struggle with in looking at speakers for my conference or even some of my client conferences and events is, you might be great at one thing, but how does that fit with the audience? And so if you're really clear in what you offer, it makes it easier for the organizer to plug you in, to say, this person is perfect. They fit our agenda, our audience, our culture correctly. And, the other thing is, if you're an expert, and I'm finding this is kind of difficult with speaker submissions. A lot of people are experts in a lot of different things, right? I can't even say that, so I can't imagine having to write it down. So, they're submitting, well, I can talk about this, I can talk about that, I can talk about this. And I definitely think you should have separate things or different things that you should talk about or can speak about. But it may be better for people to have, hey, I talk about social media for events, right? And in that, I can talk about measurement, I can talk about online, I can talk about the different social networks, and then I can talk about measuring your results. So when someone says, hey, can you come in and talk about social media for events, but then they want to focus a little bit more on measuring what happened or finding influencers, then that's an area that I can focus on. So anyway, that's just one piece of what's going to happen at the pre-conference for speakers. And then finally, that during that session is a roundtable discussion. I like to call it a fireside chat with Becky, and I'll join in as well. And then we'll have at least one other of our esteemed speakers on that panel who it can help with delivery, your speaking personas, if you will, and just some other ways to take advantage of the opportunities you get, even if it's a free speaking gig or a not great paying speaking gig, how you can take advantage of those opportunities and make them help you as you want to go forward and make more money and earn more credibility as a professional speaker. So look for it on the website, smtulsa.com. If you have some other things that you'd really like to know about the speakers pre-conference agenda, please ask it here, and I'll make sure we'll get an answer to you, or we'll do another hangout. Hopefully Becky will join me the next time. I just kind of impromptu did this, so we'll definitely do another one with more detail. And I'll also include that on the registration website. Okay, Facebook buzzing. I usually turn those things off. But anyway, so we'll do this again, and I'll update it on the website. And as soon as I go through her outline and pick out the stuff that would be great to have, if you're a member of our meetup group, it'll be posted there first. So you'll have first opportunity to get a seat, and then we'll post it for everyone else. And then you don't have to be attending the conference in order to attend the speakers session. So you can do one or the other. I'd love for you to do both, but it's open to anybody who would like to add professional speaking as to their curriculum vitae or their dossier of professional offerings. That sounds important, doesn't it? Okay, so what else is happening? Let's talk a little bit about social media and what's happening, or what you may have missed in just what's happening in the world of the networks. So Facebook added and rolled out to most people. I don't think everybody has it, but Facebook has added access to Instagram ads to most of the major Facebook pages. So you can go to Facebook and add your Instagram account and add your promoted ads and post in Instagram. So those of you who use Instagram daily have probably seen more promoted or sponsored posts in your Instagram feed. So you can try it. It's, I've done one for the conference and, pretty minimal results, but it's early yet. So I may try it again closer to the conference. And if you'd like to see a demo of how it works, I'll do that. But go to your editor in Facebook, if you can, your page editor, and create an ad, and it should run you through the same way you would create an ad in Facebook otherwise. So Twitter has added video. If you've run ads or you have an ad account on Twitter, before you had to ask permission, or they were only dropping video supported ads on Twitter to their big accounts or to certain ad accounts. And now I'm noticing it's on all of the accounts that I run that have signed up and have a credit card on file for Twitter ads. So you can go in and add videos to your ads promoted on Twitter. So I know Twitter is struggling with a little bit of an identity crisis and user just kind of regularity and getting users there on a monthly basis. And I noticed they've kind of torn the ties between a lot of developers, and people have kind of escaped Twitter as the platform that they build upon, which I don't blame them. But Twitter is still pretty viable and a space to have those connections with your customers, with your clients, with your community. So if you're running ads, or if you're doing something, or you're trying to promote something, Twitter is not necessarily a place that I would ignore, but you may want to consider adding video ads to your strategy. Right? So we'll talk a little bit more about strategy as we do this more often, and I promise I'll do a few more of these. I don't know how often I will, but I will do a few more. But ask questions. There's a Q&A button here. So ask your questions and I'll answer them. And if I can't answer them, I will find the person who can, or the resource for you, and get that on one of the next episodes. All righty, guys, I'm going to head out and wash my face so I can go work out and let the dogs out. So I'll talk to you soon. And again, if you have questions, hit them here in the Q&A or on Twitter, ask SM Tulsa, and we'll get them answered to you. All right, everybody, have a great weekend. See you at Oktoberfest if you're headed out that way, and at the Women's Empowerment tomorrow, Saturday, at Booker T. Washington's historic building. I'll be out there for a little while, and have a great weekend.